Hey friends, it's Rabbi Jenny Solomon from Beth Meyer Synagogue with a Mincha moment. A moment hopefully to unplug a little bit, reconnect to source and self. So I want to sort of informally title this Mincha moment, Shmirat HaNefesh, guarding of the soul, protecting of the soul, and Shmirat HaGuf, guarding, protecting of the body. Friends, we're going through an extraordinarily difficult time. There aren't actually enough words to describe what this moment feels like for all of us. And it's always important, but especially important in times like these, to pay extra attention to this act of shmirah, of guarding and protecting our souls and ourselves. And this week's Torah portion, we begin at the beginning, Breshit, as we tell the stories of our creation, of our coming into being, of the world's coming into being. And it's not necessarily a scientific story. It's a story that helps us understand who we are and why we're here. And there are two verses from this week's Torah portion that to me sort of jump out in lights as I think about guarding my own soul, my own body. The first one is that God breathes into Adam, into this first earthling, made of Adamah, of dirt, of earth, a nishmat chaim, a breath of life. And that nishmat chaim, that original nishmat chaim, is the same nishmat chaim that is being breathed into each one of us, moment to moment. And so sometimes Shmirat HaNefesh and Shmirat HaGuf is no more than an awareness that I have drifted into the hypervigilance of attending to the news cycle, or doom scrolling, or despairing, and coming back to the Nishmat Chaim, coming back to that breath of life, even with 3 full cycles of breath. So that's the first. And the second is we learn a little later in the Parsha that God makes it very clear to Adam, to this earthling, Lo tov heyot Adam levado. It is not good for people to be alone. And especially in moments like these, it's so important that we continue to gather, to connect, to look into each other's faces, to practice being human, to preserve our humanity, to practice our caring and our empathy and our compassion for ourselves and for each other. It can be tempting to isolate. It can be tempting to feel like other people don't understand our perspective, or they don't understand our experience. But it's so important. We learn from the very beginning to find others. And further, this verse of the Torah goes on to say, E'eseh Adam, I will make for this earthling, God says, an ezer kenegdo. It's often translated, I think, in English Bibles as a helpmate, but it's an amazing connection of 2 words, of ezer, a helper, and kenegdo, someone who can stand opposite, who's different. And so this idea that we should not be alone, and specifically we should find people who are different than us, who have different ideas and perspectives and experiences, and are even willing to stand opposite us with a different kind of perspective on the world, or on life, or on any given situation. And still be connected, opposite us in a way that they can look into our eyes, not just in combative social media posts, but stare into our face and share their truth just as we share our own. So again, friends, I hope this serves as a reminder. We are no good. We are no good to the world and to the causes that we care about if we allow ourselves to fall into a pit of despair and disconnection. This is really a moment where we need to continue to resource ourselves, to protect ourselves so that we can be of highest service to the world, to humanity, and to the causes that we care deeply about. So, Shmirat HaNefesh, Shmirat HaGuf, take good care of your bodies and your souls. Breathe, 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 and keep connecting to one another. All right. Shalom. Peace.